All right, team. How we doing? Let's see, we got 4 people in at the jump. Probably hang out for a bit. Wait for people to mosey on in. See how we're all doing. Wait for people to say hello. How's my sound? Someone could confirm how I'm sounding. That would be pretty cool. Hi, 9volt. Thanks for being here. Good to see you again. Sounds good. Awesome. All right, so we are just hanging out tonight. Hello, sounds good. Thank you. I don't know what your name is. Verdna? Verdna? Good to see you. Vinny? All good. Hello, all. Hey, everybody. Got some new faces in here tonight. That's exciting. Yeah, let's see here. I, to tell you the truth, do not remember where we left off on our Letterboxd updates. So I am gonna try to figure that out real quick. Okay, yeah, it looks like if I had legs, I'd kick you. This is the last one that we talked about. Neat. Sending positive energy to Pluto and family. Thank you. You know, I was thinking yesterday, last night, or the night before or whatever, I was like, fuck, man. This is gonna be a sad stream. I'm gonna have to do this and like try not to cry the whole time. But like, actually, my baby girl is doing really well. She is basically back to normal right now. The medication seems to be working really well. Yeah, she's doing really well actually. She still has her appointment on Monday to get her blood work rechecked and get a sort of long-term plan in place, but I literally thought she was dying, and it looks like she was just very sick. So, and it looks like she's bouncing back. So, it's been a it's been a really stressful week. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I have been sick all week as well. I was sick last Saturday, and it's not totally gone away. Like, we're definitely getting better, but yeah, it's a whole thing. So my energy levels are not where they could be. Trying to take care of a sick cat and everything. Is that a ribcage necklace? It sure is. This is probably my favorite necklace that I have. I think it's really fun. um, all right, let's see here. Okay. That's wonderful. What a relief. Yeah. I just got my first cat this year. Now he's my roomie and best pal. Yeah, that's how it goes. Cats are literally the fucking best, dude. Like, um, they're just so great. When they're sick, it's really expensive and it's really stressful, but like, it's worth it. Like, they're the best creatures on earth. Like, cats are fucking goated, dude. Like, there are no better creatures out there. Um, Great to hear she's feeling better. Yeah, it sure is a relief, you know? um, Where's my fucking water, dude? Did I leave that out there? Eh. All right. I'm gonna go get my water. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back with my water and a surprise guest. Look how perfect she is. Look how good. Oh, baby. Yeah? What you looking at? Lots to look at, huh? Yeah? Do you know you're famous? Do you know you're a star? Yeah? Everyone's been worried about you. Yeah, everyone's been hoping you're getting better. Mm. She's showing off her little bow. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good, kitty cat. She is lovely. Give your cat big hug from the stoner. Hope you both get better. Here is the big hug. That's from your friend the stoner, baby. Yeah. All right. I'll stop making you perform. You can just hang out together. She might want to go outside. Not outside, but like outside of this room. Oh, she might use the bathroom. That's good. Cute cat, thank you. You're welcome. The new remaster of the replacements, Let It Be, is amazing. Just saying to all the fantastic people here, keep hydrated. Will do. You use the bathroom, sweetie? She's thinking about it. I don't think I've ever listened to the replacements. I might have, but if I do, I don't remember what they sound like. Hello to Pluto from my cat, Prince Charming. Pluto, you have a friend. He says hello. I wrote chill stream in the title here because I've been pretty low energy, as you can imagine. I've been... She's just standing halfway in the litter box and just kind of staring. Okay, now we're out. Doing good? The only thing left is I haven't fully confirmed that she's using the bathroom again. I've seen her try to use the bathroom a few times, and I think that she just didn't have enough to eat or to drink. You wanna go out? Okay, I'm gonna let her out real quick. Here you go, sweetie. Be free. All right. There's litter boxes outside too, so hopefully she uses one of those. This joint I'm rolling in the name of Celeste de la Cabra. That's awesome. Please roll joints in tribute to me, please and thank you. I think that that is dope. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe and support this awesome channel. Hey man, you said it. Everybody hit that fucking like button. Let's go. Yeah, so past few days I've been... Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it can be very hard to monitor their pees and poops when you have another cutie pie using the box. Yeah, he uses the box too. And the thing is, they have 3 litter boxes, but he flat out refuses to use the other 2. The one that's in this room is the only one he will use. And she will use the other ones, but now that she has access to this one, she likes it better. So they both just use this one. So it fills up really fast. It's not ideal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's drinking water again. She's up and about, moving around. She's eating a lot actually now, which is really great because she had lost some weight. It's just the bathroom really, making sure that she's using that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We're doing a chill stream today because yeah, dude, like it's been It's been a lot. Past couple days, I've been getting over my own sickness and trying to take care of a sick cat. Going back and forth, running all around all over the place, to the emergency room, to the regular vet, to the store, everywhere. And then also trying to work so that I can afford all these things while also like making sure I'm not leaving her alone too long so that if she has an emergency, I can notice it and take her in. Dude, and just the emotional text, because I literally thought she was dying. I was like, okay, this is it. We got to start the grieving process. And she's my first cat. Like, I've never had. I've had pets before. I've had pets in conjunction with exes. I had a childhood dog growing up a couple times, but like, I've never had a pet that was like my child, you know, that was like entirely my responsibility. Until these two cats. And so I've never been through losing one before. So I was kind of starting that process of like trying to grieve her. And it was really hard, and it's been taking a lot of my energy. And today has been the first day in a minute that I felt like I could just relax, and not be constantly moving. So yeah, we're just doing chill stream vibes today. Oh no, definitely zoom in more than that. Yeah, that's better. Okay. That's how it goes when one is sick, the other uses the sick box. Well, it's not just when they're sick. They just like this style of Letterboxd the best because it's the most open. The other ones are good for not tracking their litter around, which we need because the dog likes to, oh, thank you. Appreciate you. I think I know who that is. I won't dox you, but thank you, Honeybee1442. I appreciate you. You're the best. Yeah, the dog likes to eat the litter, so we have to keep him out of this room and also keep the litter from tracking everywhere. It's just a whole thing, you know? But yeah, it is what it is. I had one cat a few years ago, had 3 legs. He was a stray, just showed up one day, never left, sad. He passed away, still hurts to this day. Miss that dude. Yeah, cats are the best. And it's not fair that they should ever suffer because they're perfect, pure beings. Yeah. Well, thanks for being active today, y'all. Keep it coming. Keep the chat rolling. I guess we can go ahead and get started. How many do we have? How many movies do we have to talk about today? 16 titles? Excuse me, that we're going to go over today? All right. Let's go ahead and get started. That looks good. Move this here. Yeah. All right. So the next one that we're going over is the Chainsaw Man series. I watched this whole thing in preparation because the movie was out and people had been really hyping it up, and it's only like 11 or 12 episodes at 20 minutes each, and I'm like, oh, that's doable. I can catch up, because usually when like an anime film is out, it's like 10,000 hours of content that you have to catch up with, and it's like, that's not feasible. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not gonna happen. But when it's like just a mini series, or it's just one season or whatever, then it's chill. And generally speaking, I also don't want to I don't like starting series that aren't finished. because I don't like having to wait to figure things out. I forget about them and then I never come back to them, or like um I like I don't know, it doesn't my brain doesn't like it when there's like stuff that's not finished. I feel like I feel like I'm in the middle of a project or something, even though there's nothing I can do to keep going, you know what I mean? And like I think the last time I tried to keep up with the series was Game of Thrones, and I started watching the last season as it was coming out. I got like 2 episodes in, and then I just never finished it, and I still haven't finished it. And then like in my mind I'm like, I still got to do that, you know? It's just a whole thing. Um yeah. So there's that. Um and so now that's where I'm at, where I'm like, it's done. There's no more Chainsaw Man to watch, but the story is definitely not done, and I want to keep going, you know. And I guess there's the manga, but I don't think that's done either. So it's like it's just prolonging the issue, you know. um, from what I understand, they haven't ordered a new season yet, but I imagine with the success of it, they're gonna do that. That would be hard for me to believe that they don't do that, but yeah. The best cure for fighting hard times and staying chill is Jess Franco. I mean, I don't know about the best cure, but like that's not a bad one, because like you don't really have to think about stuff too much, you know. You can just kind of like hang out and watch that. Um, Speaking of which, thank you all for watching me when you could be watching movies or something else, you know. If you're just watching this stream, I appreciate you. Um, um, I still have not finished House of Dragon, a new season. Thanks for the reminder, for reminding me want to check out Chainsaw Man. Yeah. So I'm like hella behind because I haven't even started that. I never watched, like I finished Breaking Bad and then I never watched Better Call Saul, so I feel like I'm still behind on that. TV is hard for me. I don't really watch a lot of TV. um what do I want to say about Chainsaw Man? I mean, it's not that there's not a lot. I don't know. Let's see. If you watch enough Franco, you start thinking hard. Oh, hey, Alexis. Watching the Chainsaw Man movie in theaters gave the same effect as what I imagine acid is like. Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet, but I imagine it's that might be similar. I don't know. We'll have to see. um, let's see here. He's a devil who doesn't deserve human rights. Denji has a simple dream to live a happy and peaceful life spending time with a girl he likes. This is a far cry from reality, however, as Denji is forced by the Yakuza into killing devils in order to pay off his crushing debts. Using his pet devil Pochita as a weapon, he's ready to do anything for a bit of cash. Yeah. That's kind of like a description of like episode 1. You know? Um I gotta say, I don't know what it is, but how do I say this without sounding insane or without getting in trouble? Um, there's something about uh anime. I don't know. It just when it hits, it hits. I don't know what to say. Like, and I just find it really easy to relate to the characters a lot of the time when I watch anime. In a way that I maybe struggle to with other like types of shows or whatever, you know? Um it's like that's like something that I was really really into when I was like very young, like a little kid. Specific anime series and manga and stuff like that. Now you don't have to. Um but yeah, I don't know. Like this is just about what it's like to be, this is a series about being a really lonely, really horny teenage boy. And I've been through that myself. It's you know. Uh and a lot of this is accurate to that experience in my experience, right? And then also like Makima, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Like what the shit she's doing in this to him, it would work on me so easily. It would work on me so hard. Like you don't even understand. It would work so well. Um I don't get into TV anymore. Too much dragging out of plot to fill time. Yeah, that's another thing. It is just a huge time investment, and it's not always warranted. Like, especially like anime is pretty egregious with this, with like filler arcs. Um, and my brain is like, well, you can't skip it, even though you probably can. Um, sorry, y'all. I'm exhausted. I'm just like completely. Um, my brain is kind of fried at this point. So if I'm not making a lot of sense, uh, I apologize. I just found old school 90s MTV shows, The Head, waiting on it, coming. I don't know what you're talking about, but I appreciate the comment. The Head? It's a big head alien. It's pressed mad show. Okay. I guess there's a TV show on MTV called The Head, and you are describing it, but right on. Yeah, I really enjoyed this series, and I'm really looking forward to watching more when it comes out. And then next we have The Seductress, which I will talk about on my episode of Punk Vacation when that happens. That recording was delayed on account of me being sick and not wanting to sound like garbage on a like the time that it would have made sense for me to record it was when my voice was at its worst. So yeah, that's kind of a whole thing. Chainsaw Man, the movie, Reza arc. Peak manic pixie dream girl shit going on right here. And the thing is, it would have worked on me too. 93 of all time. I mean, it's really good, but like relax. You know what I mean? Okay. Everyone's after my chainsaw heart. What about Denji's heart? For real, what about his heart, huh? In a brutal war between devils, hunters, and secret enemies, a mysterious girl named Rezi has stepped into Denji's world, and he faces his deadliest battle yet, fueled by love, in a world where survival knows no rules. I mean, that's a pretty fucking high rating there, you know? Kind of insane. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. The thing is that I was kind of hoping for more with these ratings and shit. I was hoping for like the end of Evangelion level type shit, you know? Because like that film really stands on its own as like a masterpiece work of art in its own right, you know? I think you do still have to watch the series to understand it, but like it is paced and created and operates like a feature-length film, you know? And it is like a masterful work in and of itself, you know? Whereas I feel like this one is, it feels like a series, like a season of the show kind of compressed, you know? It feels like a really, really long episode or whatever, and it's kind of like paced like it too. Like there are so many points where I'm like, that's where the episode's over and the theme music is gonna kick in again, you know? It is kind of like an episodic structure throughout the film, you know? I guess I can't really talk too much about this without spoiling it. So my fun joke, my bit that I was gonna do is not gonna work. So that's unfortunate. But the battle sequences are pretty insane. Like the visuals during the fight scenes are pretty beautiful and pretty yeah, I don't know. They're just pretty crazy. So yeah, if you're a fan of the show, I think you will enjoy this. But if you're not, I mean, Alexis in chat could tell you, like, if you're not already a fan of this, I'm not sure how much you'll get out of this. I think you're definitely gonna have to catch up a little bit on the lore and stuff. And so unless you are invited to the screening of it an hour before it starts and you have no time to catch up, I would say take the time to watch the first season and then watch this, and I think you'll get something out of it, and I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm really glad I got to see it in a theater because it is beautiful. Also, shout out Makima, the fucking cinephile queen. She asks him out on a date in the first scene of this, and they just go to the movies all day. They go to like 5 different movie theaters, and I'm like, God, what a dream, honestly. That'd be so sick, you know. And then they watch, like, they don't like any of them until they get to like the art house one at the end, and then they're like, wow, that changed my life. Yo, I need me the manipulative fucking older like art house bitch, you know what I'm saying? I think it would heal me. All right. Before we move on, I should say that this is entitled the Pluto Vet Fundraiser Stream. So her vet appointments, not yesterday but the day before, were $320 total. It was an $80 emergency room visit, and then like $240, I think, yeah, at the vet to get like fluids in her, to get her assessed, to get all her new medications and stuff. And then yesterday I picked up another medication that really worked, and got her to eat again, but that was another $60. Thankfully, my call for help on my Instagram story got like $240 worth raised or something like that. So a lot of it is raised at this point. But yeah, we still have well over $100 in stuff that I gotta pay off, and then she has another appointment on Monday, and I guarantee you that's gonna be like at least 150. So, you know, I have some pet sitting gigs coming up that will help me pay for that, and you know, I'll get paid again on the 1st. So obviously no pressure, like y'all don't have to do this, but if anybody has extra funds and is willing to help out, it would be super appreciated. Help me be less stressed about this. You know, I told my parents about what was going on, and they said, great, we'll pray for you. I'll be sure to pay for the appointment with that, you know. My parents are doing fine financially, by the way. And they used to help me with stuff until they decided that it was actually the best thing to do to help me was to stop helping me, is what they said explicitly. So cool. So other than that, I do have an interview on Monday for a second job. So that hopefully I don't have to keep asking everybody for help, and I can just pay for stuff, and then hopefully start helping out other people and start paying things forward instead of being the person that's always asking for help. But yeah, I'm really hoping that works out because it would be perfect for me. And then we're going to get this second channel up and running. Probably, well, I want to record the announcement video so that people know what's going on, because not everybody watches these streams. And then what am I saying? Yeah, hopefully that second channel will pop off and be more lucrative in terms of like fucking AdSense and stuff, you know? But yeah, we're doing the thing. Good luck on the job interview. Thank you. I told my 15-year-old niece I watched Kiki's Delivery Service and loved it. She said watch Chainsaw Man. They're pretty different. But yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service rocks. That movie is so cute and so good. It's a banger. But yeah, you should watch it. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. It is interesting. It kind of I feel like anime has a bad reputation for focusing a lot on horny teenagers and fan service and that kind of thing. And it does do that a lot, but it also has the kind of like bombastic action sequences and stuff, and a lot of like high fantasy type lore and stuff like that. So there's a lot of class consciousness in it as well, like for sure. And I think it has interesting gender politics too. So yeah. Let's talk about this next one, which is Nuremberg. Liquid TV, The Head, Aeon Flux, etc. Okay, second reference to The Head tonight. Right on. Judgment is coming. In post-war Germany, an American psychiatrist must determine whether Nazi prisoners are fit to go on trial for war crimes and find himself in a complex battle of intellect and ethics with Hermann Goering, Hitler's right-hand man. So... I'm going to say something right now, and it's going to sound insane, but I promise it's accurate. This is like if we decided to... Okay, we're back on focus. This is like if we took the Nuremberg trials and made them into an MCU movie. And I know that sounds insane, and that sounds like maybe the worst possible thing I could conceive, like as a joke. But it's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I thought it was pretty it was handled about as thoughtfully as something like that can be. Like, it's very much like bordering on Nazi exploitation in just like denying that that's what it is, you know? I think about this quote all the time from my friend Will Dodson, who does not like Schindler's List, and said, like, I don't like Schindler's List because it's an exploitation movie, but it doesn't just own that. It doesn't, like, it pretends like it's above that. This is definitely like an exploitation, like, Holocaust movie. Trying to make the Holocaust like entertaining or whatever, and like, yeah, that is kind of a gross project in and of itself, but like, you know, this is directed by the guy who wrote Zodiac, the new Scream movies, and The Amazing Spider-Man. Also the new Independence Day. The Rundown, among the worst movies I've ever seen. The Losers. Bro. Whoa. Thank you, 9volt. That's crazy. You're the best. Wow. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Jerry Lewis tried to do it and failed. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but I appreciate it. You got us to exactly 200. Thank you, sir. You are the best. All right, let's run back these donations. 9volt again. The best. And Honeybee. Thank you. Y'all rock. Y'all are the best. I seriously am blown away by how kind and generous my community is. I don't always feel like I deserve it. I don't always feel like I'm able to show up for you all in the way that you can show up for me, but I hope that you feel like you're getting something out of this too, you know? I hope that I provide something to you all in your lives. You're welcome. Had to fix that odd number on the screen. Yeah, for sure. See The Day the Clown Cried? The Day the Clown Cried. Oh, I know what you're talking about. That movie doesn't exist, right? Like, it was scrapped? Hold on, let me look this up. I know what you're talking about. Unfinished and unreleased, yeah. I would like to watch this. Just to see how it goes. Oh, anyway, I wanted to show you this guy's filmography. So, you know, I look at this... I look at this oeuvre, this body of work here, and I think, yeah, this guy could tackle a Holocaust. that should be fine. Anyway, it's just quippy shit like all the way down. Like it is definitely written like a fucking Marvel movie. Like it's very quick in its pacing, and it's very yeah, it's got like, oh shit, can't believe he just said that type moments like the whole way down, and it's got big plot twists, and it's got like, it's very much paced like a fucking Marvel movie. I don't know, it's crazy to do that for like Holocaust history, but they tried. I'm gonna read to you my review as to why this is maybe not the best idea. This is a real thing that happened in my screening. At one point, Hermann Goering said, "Not everybody who is your ally is also your friend." And somebody in the audience exclaimed, "Amen." And like, you know, she had the reaction that was like meant that you're supposed to have, where you're like, oh shit, that was a bar, you know? And so we've got fucking Nazis dropping bars in the goddamn movie, and people in the theater being like, let's go, amen, he said it, you know? It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, it's a long movie, and I was never bored, so like, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Or that's just how it's good. That's just how it is. All right, let's move along. Oh, I'm excited to talk about this one. All right, next is the new film from Jafar Panahi. It was just an accident. Vahid, an Azerbaijani auto mechanic, was once imprisoned by Iranian authorities. During his sentence, he was interrogated blindfolded. One day, a man named Iqbal enters his workshop. His prosthetic leg creaks, and Vahid thinks he recognizes one of his former torturers. Oh boy. Lots to talk about in this one. So if you're not familiar, Jafar Bahani is, I think, one of the most important and brave and just straight up best like contemporary filmmakers working today. He makes his films illegally, technically, like in protest of the Iranian government and theocracy and sort of authoritarianism. He's been to prison several times for this. He's been under house arrest, and he made a movie called This Is Not a Film while he was under house arrest for making movies subversive to the state. And at this point, he is such a sort of cultural and yeah, he's such a cultural like icon and force that like he has enough support internationally that like they kind of they can't stop him entirely without causing like a huge international fervor. And so even though like he could very well leave, he like there are so many places, especially France, that would like take him in under asylum or just like because he's fucking Jafar Bahani, you know, like, and that would be a thing that he could do, but he chooses not to. He chooses to keep living there in solidarity with the people living there, and to make sure he actually knows what he's talking about, and like his finger is on the pulse of like the issues that he's discussing. Because I think he said something like, you know, I can't purport to make films about Iran or Iranian people if I'm not living among them, if I'm not with them, you know, like if I'm making films as an outsider, they're going to be less powerful, they're going to be less authentic. And so like he still technically is not allowed to make movies, but the travel ban that he was under was finally lifted, and so he was able to go to Cannes to premiere this, and it won the Palme d'Or. So I imagine this will be coming to a Criterion Collection near you, but yeah. Another thing that's really astonishing or really brave about this is like, you know, the actors that appear in this, I'm like, it's just as brave, if not braver, to be an actor in these movies, because like the evidence that you did it is right there. I mean, like the crew as well. because they're in the credits, but like you could have some amount of plausible deniability if you got like interrogated for that. You could just be like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't know why it has my name in there. That's not me, you know? But like if it's literally you in the movie, like shit, you know? And several of the women in this film appear without a hijab, which is illegal in Iran. Like you can't do that in like the ways that they are portrayed to be doing that in the film. Um, so he's just like poking the bear. It's like protests on top of protests, you know? It's crazy. Like, bro is I mean, he's genuinely doing this, and all of his collaborators are doing this at like the threat of their own safety, you know? Like, it's one thing to, you know, I feel like we're kind of getting there here in the United States. Like, the idea of making art critical of the regime like becomes increasingly dangerous, but like this is a what am I trying to say? This is more overt. Like it's on paper. Like it's pretty explicit. Like, hey, you can't do this. And like by doing this anyway, he's like creating, I don't know, it's real protest art, you know? It's not like he's putting his money where his mouth is, you know? I was kind of researching how he gets away with this, and like because he doesn't submit it to the Iranian censors, and because he doesn't screen it in Iran, like it doesn't premiere there, it doesn't play the fest or the theater circuit there. It just kind of does the international festival circuit, and it kind of gets smuggled out. Like they can kind of look the other way and be like, well, he's not technically breaking any laws. We don't see any movie. It's not here in Iran, you know. So that's kind of how he gets away with it. But in terms of the film itself, because I can talk all day until I'm blue in the face about how important the context is surrounding it, but the film itself is just also so good. Like it's so thrilling, and so it just, there's never a dull moment. Like truly filmmaking as a subversive art. I gotta set aside some time to watch his stuff on Criterion. Yeah, I've only seen 3 of his films now. I saw This Is Not a Film, I saw this one, and I saw Taxi, and I really, really liked Taxi, but I need to see more of his other stuff. And those other films are kind of like hybrid documentary narratives. Like he plays himself in them, and they're more experimental pieces. This is the first time I've seen him do like a straightforward narrative, and like it is still very political, it is still very subversive, but just as a narrative, it's also extremely successful. Yeah. So yeah, basically he thinks that he hears, because he was blindfolded while he was tortured as a political prisoner, and so he thinks that he hears the squeak of the peg leg of the guy who was torturing him, and so he like kidnaps him and starts to try to bury him alive, and then the guy's like, hey bro, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not me. And so he sort of gets the band back together and like gets a bunch of like people that were also tortured to like be like, hey, could you help me confirm that this is in fact this guy? I'm not going to say more than that. It goes on. The ending is incredible. It's just such an interesting piece. But yeah, there's not a dull moment in the whole thing. Like about halfway through, I was like, oh, I really gotta pee. I'll dip out during a lull. There is no lull. Like it doesn't happen. The film is just so good the whole way through. And yeah, I don't know. I hope I have convinced you all to seek this out and check out this guy's work, because it is pretty amazing. And he's got some like classic stuff back in like the 90s that I need to see. He's got some work in the 2000s. And he has a newer film out called No Bears, which is on Criterion, that I need to check out. There's just lots of good stuff here. Yeah. Okay, next is The Golden Child. Pretty big difference in the caliber of quality of material we're talking about here. So this is my last rental from 3dblu-rayrental.com. I won't get into it too much because I don't want to shit talk them too much or whatever, but I've been using their service for years. And they sent me my most recent 2 rentals, and I emailed them and I was like, hey, I've been waiting on these for like 2 months at this point. Could you, or like a month? I don't remember exactly how long. I was like, could you confirm that these were sent, and or just like send me some like backups, and then, you know, hope whenever they eventually turn up, I'll send them back. And they were just like, sure, but like you have all these ones that haven't been returned yet. And I'm like, I mean, I returned those. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I returned them like 2 years ago. I don't know what to tell you if they got lost in the mail. And I'm not going to get into it more than that. But basically, I got fucking gaslit by this fucking boutique Blu-ray rental company, which is crazy. I don't know. It was insane. And eventually they were like, you either need to pay us like $50 for these lost movies, or you just need to cancel. And I was like, I don't have $50, and also I didn't lose them. So I guess we're just canceling. Like, okay. So this was the last one that I had. And I guess I just won't be getting rentals from them anymore. So if you I was hoping to do like sponsorships with them and stuff, because I've really enjoyed their service for so long, but whatever. If you are a if you rent Blu-rays and you want to do some kind of partnership, hit me up. Anyway, Eddie Murphy is the chosen one. After a Tibetan boy, the mystical golden child, is kidnapped by the evil Sardo Numspa, humankind's fate hangs in the balance. On the other side of the world in Los Angeles, the priestess Ki Nang seeks the chosen one who will save the boy from death. When Nang sees social worker Chandler Jarrell on television discussing his ability to find missing children, she solicits his expertise despite his skepticism over being chosen. So this movie is like marginally charming and like it's watchable, I guess, but it's not amazing or anything. It's kind of dated. It's just not that great. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, it exists. It gets the job done. It's fine. There is one part of the movie that made me laugh out loud, and what I'm trying to remember the line, what they were asking for. Fuck. Maybe it's in the IMDb quotes. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up because I thought it was really funny. They're saying it's a knockoff. I'm not sure of what, but I believe it. It's not in the IMDb quotes. Damn. Well, they're looking for something, some kind of totem or icon or something that can like, it's like what they need for like it's whatever. It's the thing that they need to like continue their quest or whatever. And they're like communicating in like holy chanting or whatever. And then like, it's so hard to describe. I don't know. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be funny. But like, like on, I'm butchering it, man. I don't know. I don't even know how I'm gonna describe this. Like, just something about the way that he requests this thing. Instead of doing like the holy chanting, he does like he does like DJ scratches on like one of the holy, like, what would you even call it, dude? My brain is just completely cooked right now. I'm so sorry. Like a pole or something, and then he's like doing record scratches on it, and then he says like, instead of like please grant me this, he just says I want this, and I thought it was really funny. I don't know. That's my review of The Golden Child. Fucking terrible, but there you go. Oh my god, do I have it in me to talk about Eileen Wuornos today? Yeah, let's just do it. All right. Okay, so the next one is Eileen, Queen of the Serial Killers. This I watched because my friend Annie, Girls Guts and Jello, did a bonus episode about it, and yeah, it's something that I wanted to check out, and it's also just like this is a person that I've wanted to learn more about because I've been familiar with her via just sort of cultural osmosis or like general like, oh, she's the female serial killer or whatever, you know. And um but I didn't know anything more past that, you know what I mean? um So let me just read this real quick. Eileen Wuornos remains a rarity, a female serial killer. From childhood abuse to death row revelations, this documentary revisits her life and crimes. So this is sort of a... I almost wanted to watch this again because at this like was the catalyst for my fascination with this person generally, and I wanted to go back and watch the other documentaries about her, and so I did, and I watched them all in a very short time frame. So like I'm kind of confusing which one did which. But I think this was probably the best one of the three that I watched because it was the most overtly sympathetic and the most kind of dealing with the culture surrounding her and like the sort of ways in which she was maligned in the media and in culture generally speaking, you know. Yeah, it's going to get too personal if I really try to talk about the ways in which I relate to her so much, and I really feel so much sadness and so much like camaraderie with her experience. Like I don't know. Um how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I wanted to cut a segment out of this too, but I feel like I'm too sick right now to do it justice. And like I'm too in my head about it, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just power through. Let's just try to do it. Sorry y'all. I'm struggling. My brain is just not working for me right now. So I'm trying to think how I want to structure this conversation because I watched 3 of these. Maybe let's go in the order that they came out. That might be better. Um, it's cool. It's a chill stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we're trying to go for here. And now I'm trying to talk about some really heavy shit. Tell you what, I'm gonna take 5 just to kind of regroup, get my bearings straight, as it were. Get a little snack real quick, and then we'll come back and finish up. Hope that is chill, cool beans with you all. I think I'm also overheating in this long sleeve and this beanie. I'm gonna take a second. All right, I will be back in 5. All right, y'all. Thanks for waiting for me. It's back on. All right. Be back soon. Yeah, take your time. Yo, yo, yo. Went away for princess feeding time. I hope he had a good dinner. All right. I kind of want to talk about these three movies together because I watched. Oh, actually, you know what? We can also talk about the feature film kind of all in one go. So I watched 4 movies about Eileen Wuornos in like 2-3 days, something like that. I just became very enamored with her story very quickly. Um, so I watched the newest one that came out. Um, yeah, this year first, and then I went back and watched both of the what's his name, Nick Broomfield documentaries, and then I watched Monster from 2003 from Patty Jenkins, which real quick, can I say it is completely insane to me that uh Patty Jenkins directed both this and fucking Wonder Woman 1984. Like that is crazy to me. By the way, our chat on the screen reset on account of me changing the scene. So if y'all want to fill up my chat on screen again, please feel free. Go ahead. But okay, so if you listen to my review of the other monster, the Ed Gein documentary, and then also the one I did for the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, they're not documentaries, Jesus, the fucking Ryan Murphy series. You'll know that I have a complicated relationship with true crime, right? Like, I think it has a lot of value, and I think it also is extremely, or at least can be very easily, like extremely exploitative and like fucked up, and like it can re-traumatize victims and like also create a very sort of conservative culture surrounding how we view crime and criminals. I think it sort of reifies a victim narrative for white women specifically that can create a sort of weaponized victimhood. Uh, I also think, hold on, making sure he's okay. Oh, um, I got a work text message. I'm just making sure everything was okay. Um, yeah, I think that it sort of hyper focuses on individuals as opposed to systems and kind of makes us feel as though we're all in danger all the time. Like I can even see it in myself when I'm listening to too much true crime content. I can get kind of like freaked out and like scared of like strangers and my surroundings and stuff. And like I just don't think that it is a good thing to be indulging in all the time, or it's a great I also like remember listening to a true crime podcast in particular and convincing myself that I was like a sociopathic, like potential serial killer or something. And like, that's obviously not true. And like, I don't know, it can kind of make you go insane, I think, this sort of content. So I am always approaching true crime with a lot of trepidation, right? And um And so watching this, it became very clear to me that this was a story that was different, and it was one that I think has a lot of value. And like I totally see why she's become like a feminist folk hero, but also I think that she is such a good example, like poster person for like why I don't support the death penalty and like why I think punitive justice in general is just like a sort of public blood sport that actually makes things worse as opposed to like solving crime or like getting us anywhere near where we need to be in terms of like criminal justice or anything like that, you know? Um and so I guess if you don't know the story of Eileen Wuornos, like real quick, she was kind of considered to be America's first serial killer, and she was a sort of street worker, like sex worker, that started um, killing her tricks and robbing them, and kind of did this along a highway over the course of like maybe a year or something like that. Um, it wasn't like a crazy long amount of time, but it was like a significant amount of time, you know. Um, And so at trial, well, before the trial, she was basically her girlfriend, because she was a lesbian, worked with police essentially to coerce a confession out of her, and also was like part of like these talks for like movie deals and stuff like that. Um, like that was part of like, because the cops were like working with television producers and movie producers and stuff, and like cut her girlfriend in on this stuff, you know? Just really fucked up stuff, honestly. Um and so she like confessed everything to like make sure that they got her girlfriend off of got they to get them off of her girlfriend's back essentially, and like take all the blame and be like, hey, she didn't have anything to do with this, like just look at me, it's fine, you know? And then at trial, like it sort of comes to light pretty quickly that at least in this first one, because she was tried in different states, and so they were kind of like done individually. The first one she was tried for was for killing a man named Richard Mallory, and like during the trial, she gave an extremely moving testimony, sort of making it clear that she had been raped by this person very, very violently. And so her behavior was in, like, her retaliation was in, like, her violent, the murder was in self-defense, right? And that's what she claimed happened for more or less all of them, is that they were all done in self-defense. And you know, the prosecution were like these like psycho Christians. Like the guy prosecuting her was also like a politician running on like a anti-sex work, anti-porn, like anti-feminist, like political project. And the original judge was a woman and was kicked off of the case for being too biased or whatever. I don't remember exactly what the reason was, but it was pretty clear that she was taken out for less than ideal reasons, uh, less than above board reasons, right? And she was sentenced to death, like the death penalty for this murder. That was clearly there was at least something there that we could have investigated more. And you know, it came out later that Richard Mallory had previously been jailed and then also institutionalized for like violent sexual behavior, and the defense didn't find this in time, I guess, or bring it up, and the prosecution, I think, actively swept it under the rug or ignored it. And after that, like her trials were she just started pleading guilty, sort of at the God, the story is so insane. And like she then became adopted by this like psycho Christian woman who like saw her on the news and like felt some kind of a kinship with her and like decided to adopt her, and then like converted her to Christianity or whatever. And like maybe she was already a Christian, I don't know, but like tried to get her to like like I think essentially like manipulated her into pleading guilty for the rest of the crimes because she was like, well, I already got put to death. They're not going to listen to me anyway. Like I might as well get this over with and not go through all these trials. Um, and so, yeah, this first one here, not knowing much detail about her case, I'm sympathetic to her self-defense argument. I was always confused as to how she gets lumped in with normal serial killers. That's the thing is like when you look into this stuff, like there's always a reason for this stuff, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's just people wake up one day and they're like born monsters and then that's it. And like there are evil people and good people and we can just kill the evil people and then evil will be rid from the world or whatever. I don't think it's as simple as that. But like this is pretty straightforward. Like this is categorically different than like Ted Bundy or Ed Gein or any of these other people, you know? In this documentary, filmmaker Nick Broomfield follows the saga of Eileen Wuornos, a prostitute who has been accused of committing a brutal series of murders. Broomfield conducts interviews with Wuornos herself, and his crew films her trial as well as her interactions with religious fanatic Arlene Prail, who gives Wuornos dubious advice and legally adopts her. The cameras also roll as the accused attorney ignores the case at hand to negotiate a deal to sell his client's story. Yeah, it's crazy. So, like, she got this, like, weird-ass fucking hippie lawyer who was, like, willing to work pro bono or whatever, but, like, actually was, like, working as, like, her agent for, like, these two documentaries are on YouTube, and you should watch them. Like, the two Nick Broomfield ones, they're on YouTube. You should watch them. They're very interesting. They're a little bit dated in that they're still trying to be objective about it or like be neutral about it and like want to condemn her or like judge her for all this stuff or whatever, but like they're still like it's just you can't do an even slightly honest read of this story without coming out sympathetic to her. And like I think it's clear that Nick Broomfield comes out pretty sympathetic to her story, right? This film, this first one, is particularly interesting, I think, because it's about how these people sort of cynically saw this as a story that could be sold, you know? And so like she's charging like $20,000 for interviews or something crazy like that. And like the fucking lawyer, like as the agent, is taking a cut of it. As her adopted mother is taking a cut of it. Like it's very obvious what's going on here. Like these people found a way to financially exploit this person and like milk this for what it's worth. I will say that is sort of in contradiction a little bit with like her, I think, genuine psychotic religious beliefs or whatever that sort of seem to say that she needs to like, I don't know. Her story is very confusing because she'll on the one hand say like she's obviously never not capable of this. She didn't do this. Like I see the pure soul in this person. And then she's also like, you need to take accountability for what you've done. You need to repent and find forgiveness and like do the right thing, which, you know, is going to death row and all that, right? It's a bizarre thing. I'm not entirely 100% sure what's going on with that person, but the lawyer too is just so strange. Like he's out here like smoking joints on his way to like talk to her before they like plead guilty in a death row case. He's like blazing like hella joints. It's crazy. He's got his own like Pink Floyd cover band and shit too. It's just such a bizarre cast of characters going on here. And then in the next one, in 2003, Eileen, Life and Death of a Serial Killer. Here, let me show this one real quick. British documentarian creates a follow-up piece to his 1992 documentary on the serial killer Eileen Wuornos. Interviewing an increasingly mentally unstable Wuornos, Broomfield captures the distorted mind of a murderer whom the state of Florida deems of sound mind and therefore fit to execute. Throughout the film, Broomfield includes footage of his testimony at Wuornos' trial. Yeah, so at this point, we're also like, this is more about her execution and how she kind of, it's a really fascinating film because she's like, at a certain point completely gives up and is like, I just want to die. Like she's, I think on the podcast that Annie did, her guest compared it to suicide by cop, and I thought it was really an apt comparison because like she's attempting to get like the death penalty as quickly as possible because she does not want to deal with human beings or like deal with her constant suffering anymore. Which has just like been like I think the main constant in her life. Like you also see how horribly she was treated growing up. Like she became pregnant at 13 years old and her parents, or I guess her adoptive grandparents, kicked her out of the house for it. And so she was just like she had given up this child for adoption, and then she was just like living out in the street, like in the freezing cold, like sleeping in the snow and stuff like that. Like this person did not have a chance to like be a well-adjusted, like mentally healthy person, you know? Like this person is so horrifically traumatized that like of course it's going to create bad outcomes. And the response is like, well, one, economic security, and like actually getting this person psychiatric help. But like two, it's like it's definitely not executing her, you know what I mean? And like I think the people that were going to bat for her execution knew for a fact that like she was not of sound mind to be executed, that like there was probably more to her story than just like this is a crazy man-hating feminist that wanted to kill dudes for no reason. Like I think they knew and they didn't care. And like Jeb Bush was the fucking governor of Florida and like used this like during his campaign to like get political points. I don't know. It's just so tragic to me. And like she like changed her story towards the end of her life, and like on the interview with on this documentary, and she was like, yeah, they're actually right. I just kind of did it because I wanted to kill people. Like I just wanted to rob them. I'm guilty. You know, you should definitely put me to death. And then this is maybe a little bit questionable ethically, but like he keeps the cameras rolling after the, you know, on the record interview is done. And he's just kind of talking to her, and she's like, well, he asked her like, are you like you've changed your story, like are you sure like this wasn't self-defense? And she was like, of course it was self-defense, but I can't say that anymore because nobody will believe me. They'll just prolong this forever, and I just want to die at this point. And you know, I don't know that they could have used that for anything, because I think she's right that like everybody just kind of decided that she was guilty, and like the best thing was just to kill her and then pretend that that's the end of it. And like, you know, we don't actually have to address any of the rot at the heart of society. We can just like sentence like a mentally ill, like wildly like unfortunate, like poor person who's been traumatized and abused her whole life, who like killed at least in part in self-defense. Like I really do believe that. I do believe that first person, Richard Mallory, I do believe that he raped her. And you know what? I don't know what happened for the rest of these like 7 murders for the next. Yeah, it's crazy reading her Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm doing my best to provide a Wikipedia summation here. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm doing my best to provide a sort of Wikipedia summation here of everything, because it is insane. But yeah, it's like where was I? Oh, I don't know what happened for the rest of those. Do I think that every single one of those murders was like 100% justified in self-defense? Probably not. I mean, like there's a lot of people that do this for a living and they don't end up killing 7 people in self-defense, you know? And I don't know, I'm not a sex worker, you know, I'm not in a position to be judging anybody, you know, like I don't know what that is like. I don't know how many instances in a year you could say are dangerous and scary enough and like violent enough that it would be justified to kill that person in self-defense. You know, I have no idea. But the thing is, we never got to find out because like the justice system was not interested in what actually happened or in actual justice. They were just interested in putting in creating a media spectacle and putting somebody to death. And that's what they got, you know? And so I think it's very obvious that like that wasn't the right thing to do. And like, even if we decided, you know, at the end of 7 trials that maybe she was guilty of something, like I still it's not this thing where she was like this like vicious, bloodthirsty serial killer killing apropos of nothing or just like because of feminism or something stupid like that, you know? Like it's very complicated, and like this person just could not get a fair shot at any point in her life, and like she has so much, like when you see her speak, especially when she gets to talk to other women, like you just see sheer like star power and charisma and joy, and like she's extremely likable, you know? Like here's another thing is that the complete and utter deranged misogyny surrounding the commentary about her, like and the new documentary is really really good about pointing this out. I think if you just have to watch one, you should watch the new one. I think it's excellent. It does a great recap and it provides new insights and stuff. But like what was I talking about? Fuck. Oh, the way that men very publicly talked about her is just like, I don't even understand how she got any clients. She's ugly as fuck. She's gross. She like doesn't wear makeup. She's like, and you look at her and it's like, dude, she's not ugly. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she looks like a poor person, but she's not ugly. Like, yeah, she has janky teeth and she doesn't wear makeup and she doesn't have like, she doesn't take the best care of her hair. None of that makes you an ugly person. None of that means you're inherently ugly. It means you don't have any money. Like, dude, you know? I don't know. The whole thing made me so sad, and I felt a lot of kinship with her. And I felt I don't know. I kind of want to get one of those I'm with her shirts that has Warnos on it. I don't want it to be interpreted as like a kind of like pseudo pop feminism, like haha, just kill your rapist sort of thing. Um, but I do mean literally I am with her, and that like I believe she deserved better, and she deserved a fair trial, and she deserved to be seen as a human being, as like a fully fledged human being. Um, yeah. Here's another thing that made me mad. On the life and death of a serial killer documentary, I saw a review that was like hashtag good for her cinema, and I'm like, dog, are you fucking kidding me? Which part of this made you think good for her? Like, which part of the Eileen Wuornos fucking documentary made you think good for her? Was it the part where she was violently raped? Was it the part where the love of her life like cast her aside and sold her out for like a fucking movie deal and like worked with police to get her like murdered by the state? Was it the part where she felt like she had to lie about her whole life, where she was so thoroughly gaslit that she couldn't even believe her own story anymore just so she could die faster? Was it the part where she was actually executed by the state? Oh, good for her, because she got to kill some dudes. Great. I'm sure that was so awesome for her. I'm sure she loved doing that. You know, like, it's so annoying and gross to me. And like, taking a very real person's like horrible tragic story and like using it for like cute internet points for your overused meme or whatever, like it fucking pissed me off, honestly. Okay, I think that's everything I had to say about Eileen Wuornos, except we're also going to talk about the movie. First female serial killer of America. An emotionally scarred highway drifter shoots a sadistic trick who rapes her and ultimately becomes America's first female serial killer. So Charlize Theron won the Oscar for this. Probably deservedly. Like, she was amazing in this movie. It's not, the thing is, I feel like this is pretty accurate, and it also like is very sympathetic. And I from what I understand, at the time they caught a lot of heat for this. And I watched a little making of documentary on the Blu-ray, which by the way, the Blu-ray looks like shit. This thing needs a 4K or something, or like I'm sure that new Second Sight Blu-ray looks a lot better, but that old studio one looks real rough. So that was unfortunate. But this is like a really good like it takes the angle in particular. It doesn't really focus on her trial or on her execution or on her portrayal in the media. It's very laser focused on her relationship. It doesn't use this person's real name, but Christina Ricci plays her girlfriend, and it's very focused on the murder spree and on the on her relationship. And like, I think they had to take some creative liberties with the murder spree and like kind of make some of them out to be like, yeah, that's not great, you know, like she's killing innocent people by the end of it, but like the thing is nobody knows. Literally nobody knows what happened except for her, and her story has had to change so many times. And she's kind of lost her own like sense of reality and her own trust in her own story and her own motivations and stuff. Like literally nobody knows anymore what happened with that stuff. So we kind of have to make it up and do a little fan fiction or whatever, you know? But I will say also, famously, I have hated the song Don't Stop Believing as long as I can remember. It has been one of my #1 most hated triggering songs. I cannot stand it. This movie got me to like it. I don't know what to say. The scene with that song in it is so fucking good. Yeah, I think that this is also a pretty good start for like understanding her story and stuff like that. It's a really well-made movie, really well acted. Christina Ricci is really great in it. It's just real sad shit, you know? It's a real tragic story. Okay, y'all. I feel like not everybody was with me that whole time. I watched the viewership go down quite a bit. Thank you for indulging me on my Eileen Wuornos rant, tale, whatever you want to call it. Let's do another difficult movie. Next is Die My Love. I watched this sicker than I thought I was. I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. Here for it. Thank you. I'm glad. Nivolt, you're the best. You're a fucking real one, let me tell you. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I can definitely do my usual like double, triple feature at the theater on Tuesdays for discount day. And I got to the first one, and like halfway through, I felt like I was gonna die. It's like I'm so fucking miserable. So that was on Tuesday, and yeah, by the end of it, I was like, can't do it. I had tickets to see The Carpenter's Son, and I had to get them refunded. I was like, I can't do this. I'm fucking dying out here. Yeah, Lynn Ramsey, you know who it is. Grace, a writer and young mother, is slowly slipping into madness. Locked away in an old house in Montana, her increasingly agitated and erratic behavior leaves her companion Jackson worried and helpless. This is starring Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, and Sissy Spacek. So we got a fucking banger all-star cast going on there. Yo, I thought this movie was excellent. Like, a lot of people are shitting on it for being hard to follow or being too difficult or being like all of that is true. It is a pretty brutal viewing experience, and it is a very sort of like the narrative can be hard to keep up with, and it's definitely an artsy ass fucking movie that exists to make the audience as uncomfortable as possible, you know? So I get it if you don't like it on that level. That's totally fine. What is bothering me a little bit is I am seeing people be like, oh, this is just a caricature of like people with mental illness. This is problematic. Like, this is sort of like, like, tell me you've never actually met a mentally ill person before. And it's like, bro, I am so happy for you that this is not what mental illness looks like for you. Okay. But for me, for a lot of fucking people I know and have known in the past, this hits home pretty fucking hard. And I'll just say that. Like, I have been Jennifer Lawrence and I have been Robert Pattinson in this movie, and it's really fucking hard. Let me tell you, it's not easy to be either of those people. Like, mental illness is real fucking shit. Like, it's not a joke, you know? And it's not just like, oh, I'm so sad today, or like, okay, I'm being a little bit mean. Yeah, sometimes it just looks like it's manageable depression, and like your behavior is rational and your behavior like isn't completely embarrassing and like inconveniencing other people and shit, and is not like actually fucking hard to deal with and to live as, you know, like sometimes it is more manageable and it is just kind of like, oh, I'm really anxious all the time and I'm just really sad all the time. But like sometimes it really is like this shit, like the shit that we watch in this movie. Like, man, I can't tell you how like similar it is to like experiences that I've had or experiences that I've heard about from my friends and stuff. Like, and it gets into kind of like this is a very triggering movie to watch for people with psychotic illnesses or people with history of being institutionalized or people who have had postpartum depression or people who just struggle, generally speaking. Like it is a pretty triggering movie, and I can understand people walking away from it and being like, that was not fun. I did not enjoy that. And when I told my friend that I went to see it with that this was directed by a woman, they were like, that makes me feel better. And like, yeah, it is better that it comes from a female perspective and not that a man wrote this. But yeah, it seems like Jennifer Lawrence is kind of like the main creative force behind this. Lynn Ramsey, I mean, to the extent that she is creatively inputting into this or like identifies with the themes present here, hasn't really spoken about it, but like she has a kid, she made this, and she made We Need to Talk About Kevin. I feel like she has not had a super cash money chill experience with motherhood, and I feel like she could probably identify with this experience. So yeah, it's not just about mental illness, like generally speaking, it is specifically about postpartum depression. Whoa, holy shit. NA, thank you. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while, and I was wondering where you were, but I'm so happy that you're here, and Jesus, thank you so much. I hope anything that I've been saying here was something that you could, that you found valuable or whatever. Damn, thank you so much. Let's run that shit back. I was kind of thinking that, I don't know, I didn't think we'd get any more donations today, but that's fucking amazing. Thank you so much. Shit, man. I gotta be honest, I'm not on my A game today. My brain is kind of cooked. My voice is not where I want it to be. I'm exhausted, and I was sort of worried that I wasn't giving my best self. I'll watch this back and see if I can chop this up into usable segments at all, but you guys have really shown up and supported, so thank you so much. Y'all are amazing, and yeah, we're fucking doing the thing, yo. It was so nice to see Sissy Spacek in a movie, by the way. I don't know that I've seen her in anything in a while, and she was really great, and she's always been one of my favorites. I will say, maybe the most vindicating film of all time for childless cat ladies. Shout out. Childless cat lady gang eating good after watching this movie. Like, fuck me, man. We're doing all right, you know? Yeah. All right. What's next? Oh, I skipped this one. That's a great shot. The Legacy. Look at that blue shit. It's so fucking good. Have you seen Ramsey's Morvern Caller? I have. I've seen that, and I've seen We Need to Talk About Kevin, and those are the only ones that I've seen previous to this one. I love that movie. It's so good. Lynn Ramsey is a fucking goat. It's so I was talking to my friend about this walking out of the theater. Like, there's so many female filmmakers who like are in conversation of like greatest of all time, but like they didn't get to make enough movies. Like it feels like female filmmakers get such fewer opportunities to like there's not really like that many like Martin Scorsese's or Quentin Tarantino's or Paul Thomas Anderson's in like from female filmmakers, because they don't get those kind of big budgets over and over and over and over again to keep trying all their ideas and like create this kind of really bulletproof sort of body of work that puts him in that contention. But like, just like Lynn Ramsey is like up there, you know? Who else? Like, what is her name? Oh my god, I can't off the top of my head. What is her name? The watermelon woman. I cannot believe I'm spacing on this person's name. I watched all of her movies. It's like 2 features and like a bunch of shorts that she's done, and they're all great. She would be up there too. There's other people who I can't remember off the top of my head. You're so right, dude. It's true. Guys fall up, ladies fall once, and that's it. Yeah, that's the thing. It's both. Like there's less opportunities to begin with, but then if you fuck up, you don't like the phone doesn't ring again. You know what I mean? Like Jamie Babbitt was somebody that I thought about, because But I'm a Cheerleader is so fucking good. But then she made Breaking the Girls. Like Cheryl Dunye, that's who it is. She should have a million fucking movies under her belt. Like, bro, there's no reason why this person has only made. There's no good reason why this person has only made 2 feature-length films, and one of them was, well, both of them, but even her new one, 2010, is low budget as shit. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, you know, Breaking the Rules comes out, and I feel like it's not good, and then that's it. Like, you're kind of like, well, you made a shitty one, so you're kind of done now, you know? It's like, well, how many shitty movies have like dudes made and continue to get? How many times does Jared fucking Leto have to make a piece of shit movie before we're done with him? And he keeps fucking being invited to like the biggest budget spectacle films of all time. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to The Legacy with this dope ass fucking shot here. And this dope ass fucking poster. It is Catter Day on stream today, let me tell you. Doing this shit for Pluto, doing this shit for the Witch Familiar and The Legacy. Is a birthright of living death. A couple attempts to unravel a sinister plot within the English countryside estate of a dying man who has gathered an eclectic and notable group of house guests. Yeah, so I felt like this movie was pretty slow. It didn't make a ton of sense, and it was kind of like, I don't know. It was good, but it wasn't great. It does have some pretty fucking memorable kill sequences and some really good cinematography. And it's really horny for Sam Elliott, which I think is cool. Like, of the male and female leads, the male lead is the one who is objectified, like, way more than the female lead, you know? I think that that's a nice, refreshing change of pace, you know? We just have a couple left. Next, we have three films from god-awful movies. Because I was sick, I was stressed. This is about all my brain could handle. We have Greatest Heroes and Legends of the Bible, The Garden of Eden. You know what this is. I am not reading all of that, but you know what this is, right? This is an insane, like, how long is it? 50 minutes? Sort of like drugged up fucking cartoon special about the Garden of Eden. It is very, very surreal and psychedelic. I'll say that. There is some pretty crazy, deranged shit that happens in here. The snake in the Garden of Eden is gay as fuck. Like, he did his most offensive gay voice for that snake, and it's something. It's the sort of thing where, like, if my gay friend did an impression of gay people to make fun of them, I would say, hey man, it's a little much. Like, that's the level of voice that we're dealing with from this guy. Hosted by Charlton Heston. I like how it says that on the top. Like this is like a fucking mixtape hosted by DJ Charlton Heston. Oh boy. Yeah. What else is in here? I don't know. It like makes shit up that's definitely not in the Bible, and it like goes all the way to like the Cain and Abel story. One of the worst songs I've ever heard is in this. It's a whole thing, dude. The next one is Jesus Freaks, directed by Nina May. Female filmmakers. It's important to support women filmmakers, okay? If you're gonna watch some deranged Christian propaganda directed by women. Look at this fucking poster, dude. Hell yeah. Based on a true story that takes place during the Jesus movement on the East Coast. Okay. Great. A woman's story of love and redemption during the Christian youth revolution that swept across America in the 1970s. This premiered in 2024, but it didn't actually release wide until 2025, so it did make my 2025 ranked list, and I think it is second to last. So this is one of those Christian movies that is like very obviously made in response to a hyper specific argument that this person had. That 70s Jesus show, sort of. The lack of attempt at all to create period accurate anything is pretty astounding in this. Like there's one guy who's dressed like Charles Manson, and that's kind of it. Some of the worst and most egregious use of green screen I've ever seen in a motion picture, like ever, which is kind of astonishing. And then what else? Yeah, so this is about like this is clearly based on this woman's personal experience where she infiltrated a church and decided that her own very hyper specific flavor of like evangelism and like her interpretation of like the goddamn Holy Spirit or whatever was like the what am I trying to say? Was the correct one, and she's like forcing it upon these people, but then she can't understand that like it's actually wild to just like roll up to a new church and decide that you're going to change their theology. So she like portrays them as the most unreasonable people of all time. Where they're just like, how dare you be talking about the Bible? You're supposed to be leading basketball practice. It's like, it's an insane movie and it doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's not quite as offensive as some of the other ones that I've seen that came out this year, so that's why it's not at the very bottom. But in terms of filmmaking prowess, yeah, it doesn't get much worse than this, to be completely honest. I just noticed that my fucking bookmarks bar is like fully visible on this. Maybe I should zoom in some. Can I do that? I'll figure it out later. There's nothing egregious in there. I just don't think it looks very professional. All right, nice as Shadow Builder. I just wrote excruciatingly dull, and that's how I feel about it. When God created light, the first shadow was born. A demon is summoned to take the soul of a young boy who has the potential to become a saint. By doing this, he will open a doorway to hell and destroy the world. This is starring Michael Rooker. When I listened to the God Awful Movies review of this, they were like, oh, I can't believe the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy is in here. And I was like, there's a really interesting point of difference in our different sort of cultural touch points where I'm like, oh, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is in this movie. That's wild. This like Christian horror movie. Yeah. I don't know, man. This was kind of peak I am stressed and I think my cat is dying and I'm also gonna get really fucking high to feel better about it. So I really, this was so boring. I barely know what even happened in this, but I don't, from what I've seen, I'm apparently not missing much. There's not many people that have anything nice to say about this, but God, I thought it was so boring. I could not pay attention to this shit. So yeah, sorry if this actually is like amazing and I just didn't give it a fair shot, but not for me. And then the last one is Star Angel. I will be talking about this on Punk Vacation. I will just say briefly that, again, maybe it's just that I was too stressed and on too many drugs to give this the proper due, but I thought that it was I just didn't think it had a lot to offer, like in terms of its narrative or anything like that, or themes, but visuals I thought were beautiful because it is shot by Roberta Findlay and it is directed by Cecil Howard. So like that's a pretty banging fucking star power team going on here, you know? To make a really cool, interesting looking porn film, you know? All right, y'all. That's it for today. We did it. Thank you all so much for your support, for hanging with me. Sorry for the lower energy and maybe the less coherent thoughts. We definitely had a smaller crowd today, but that's okay. The real ones pulled up, and y'all came through with the donations and have made my day considerably. You will make my appointment on Monday considerably less stressful now that I have some more of a cushion here. So thank you all so much. I love you all. You're the best. Let's run that shit back. Thank you, Honeybee. Thank you, 9Volt, yet again. Keep your kitties and yourself healthy. I will do my best. And thank you to our favorite anonymous tipper, creeping back up on the leaderboard after 9Volt just fucking went hard, you know? Thank you all so much. Thank you for streaming. No, thank you for watching. Like, seriously, that's like, you guys make this possible, you know? It just wouldn't be very entertaining or very good or very like fun for me to just do this entirely by myself. That's sort of what the videos are for, you know? But to do this with you all, it really is one of the highlights of my week every week. I'm excited to hopefully start doing this more often, like twice a week, and then we can do like we could do like a fun stream every week that's less like structured and about movies and more just like shit talking and politics and stuff like that. And that'll be fun. But yeah, we just hit 2 hours. Thanks y'all for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with me through the break and through my brain doing its best to talk about heavy, difficult stuff in a way that is entertaining and cogent in my current state. That sounds fun. Yeah, I think so too. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I hope you have a good, fun, safe weekend. Oh, I should announce I will be on Reconnected this coming Thursday, so we will be doing 2 streams this week. I'm not going to, no politics for me. I'm not sure what, oh, politics. I was like, politics. I don't know what that is. That's fair, you know? You don't gotta listen to me ramble about everything. Which is kind of why I want to make it its own thing, so people can kind of decide, can kind of opt in and out if they want more explicit, you know, social commentary and stuff like that. Because like all my shit is political, you know, but like in terms of more, in terms of just straight up reacting to the news or whatever, I know that that's a different thing for people. Yeah, Reconnected this Thursday. We'll be streaming here on this channel where you are now and on Ryan's channel. You could either way, do what you got to do. And then we'll be here again on Saturday. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Thank you so much. And